Banana! Banana! I am back and I have conquered the sickness. All right, let me get over to my comments here. Hey, Shorty's in the house. What's up, Shorty? All right, DJ. Hope you're feeling better. Yes, I am feeling great. I got my light a little too bright. What is happening? I'm like full blast here. Hang on. Oh gosh, that's making it brighter. We don't want brighter. We want normal. Here we go. That's better. Okay. We don't need Allie in like super glow mode, okay? Because that would be too much to handle. All right. Let me scroll up. Blanche says, sushi, hydrate. Yes. All right. Annie's looks like she's going to catch us on the replay. Totally fine. If you're watching the replay now, make sure you hit that like button for me. It helps my channel. Blanche also said, is Kevin joining us? Oh, that's a different Blanche. Oh, we got two. Oh, I'm excited. Okay, is Kevin joining us? So he is currently, he's got a chew and he's in the bedroom and then it'll be his nap time. So he's likely going to join us later. Janet said, it's party time. Party time. Yes, it is. Lady Alex, greetings and salutations. Hope everybody's been doing good. I missed you guys last week. Hey, Janet. And Tammy. GLP1 journey in review. Glad you're feeling better. Yes, thank you. Spoonie Magoomy. Spoonie Magoomy. Spoonie. Thank you for all the hearts. Yeah, I am super happy to be like 98% better. Being sick last week was not fun at all. Hey there from Warm Palm Springs. Awesome. Is that Florida? I think that's Florida. Could be. I think Diane's in Florida. Oh my goodness. Oregon. Hey, thanks. I'm glad I feel better today too. My hair is cute. Thank you. Hey, here's my official bit of chicky. I'm late to a very important date. Actually, technically, if you want to get specifical, you are on time because I was in fact 3 minutes and 30 seconds early because I was just excited to see you guys. And I was like, you know what? Who wants to wait 3 minutes? You know, whenever I'm waiting in a live, I'm like, man, why can't we just start now? That's me. I hate to wait though. So you are on time. Shelly's here. Hey there from the fantabulous Albuquerque. Listen, don't forget to make a left at Albuquerque, okay? Otherwise, you will have missed the turn. Put in the comments if you know what that's from. Strega. There she is. Howdy, gang. What's up? Eve says hello. I say hello. Hair is working like the body wave. Me too. I'm telling you, I was TikTok influenced to buy the Timo waiver. I think I showed it to you guys in a video. Anyway, it's fantastic. And it's so, I like to do it like so 80s. It's just great. I love it. Hey, Sharon. Hello to all my favorite weirdos. You know, it's funny that you say that because I almost wore my shirt for today's show that says weirdo. I'll have to wear that for you next week. This week's fit is Be Kind Rewind. Look how cool that is. $8 on Shein. And arm warmers. You know, because we on that GLP1. You know what I mean. We're always cold. Hey, Tammy's here. Those like warmers on your arms. Yeah. Cold lately too, which is unusual for me until as of late. Yeah. So I was never cold my entire life. Now I'm cold and it's 75 degrees in the house. I don't know. I live under a heated blanket. Last week when I was sick, where's Allie? Under the heated blanket. That's like the only way to survive. Jess says, hey, y'all. Oh, Palm Springs, California. I tried to be smart and it didn't work out for me. I was on the wrong side of the country. But Palm Springs, it sounded like Florida. I used to live in Florida. I also used to live in California, but I don't know where Palm Springs is. I used to live in Palmdale, California. So if you know where that is, it was a long, long time ago. So not what it is now. Ellie Belly says, hey, hey, hey. Strigger says, bitter chicky. For a Virgo, on time is late. Yes. Yeah, I'm a Pisces, so whenever I get there is when the party starts. Oy vey. Yeah. Absolutely. Janet's on it. Everybody do the thumbs up. And if you're new to the whole live scene, you have to like minimize the chat and everything so you can get to the thumbs up. But yeah, it helps push the live out to other people, so that way we can have even more shenanary. Speaking of shenanary, Jennifer, who's right on it, time for shenanigans. It is. Hey, would you like to see your shenanigans for the evening? Because I got this just for you guys. So let me just get it ready here. It's got a little condensation on it. Hang on. I want you to be able to see this clearly. Okay. This is my new water bottle. And it looks like a fish. Can you see the fish? I gotta tilt it so you don't get a glare. Look how cute he is. So it doesn't come this way. If you want one, they have them at Hobby Lobby. It's just cheap plastic, so it's not going to keep your drink cold. But I thought it would be fun for the lives. So what I did was I glued the backing of a tank background to the back of it. Hopefully you can see the rock and the plant and everything back there behind a fish. Yeah. I thought I was going to be smart and put flavored water in here. I did my zero sugar Sonic ocean water, but it was so blue, like ridiculously blue, that you couldn't see the fish. And I was like, no, you got to see the fish. That's the best part. Anyway, Hobby Lobby, if you want one. Like I said, does not keep your drink cold, but super cute. Let me put him over here so people can see him. Kind of. My thing's in the way. Okay, you get the jazz. But yeah, that's it for the shenanary today. Dawn says, hey, hey, Allie. Hey, hey, Dawn. Crazy cat lady. Hello, fellow wascally wabbits. Yes. Sorry, took me a minute. I haven't had a whole lot of caffeine today, so I'm a little slow on the uptake. That's cute. Oh, yeah, because I said Albuquerque. Right. I wasn't even there for my own joke follow-up, you guys. Okay. Hey, we got a question. What is our favorite dog? Always loves listening to your show in the morning. Yeah, thank you. So, how is our favorite dog? Sorry. Again, slow on the uptake. So which one? I'm assuming you're talking about Kevin, but I'll tell you about everybody. So, Kevin is doing great. It rained all day here today, so we really had to run him around and kind of wear him out before I went live. But he's doing really good. He's just being high maintenance, which is par for the course. Sushi is also doing great. She went to the vet recently for a bump on her back, and we were super worried, right? Because like anytime there's a random bump, but we think it was just like a scratch or something that was, inflamed. So put her on antibiotics. Now she's totally fine. So she's good. Sega's always good. Sega's like nothing phases her. She's good. Bear continues to be old and crotchety. So, he's still here, still kicking. Everybody's doing good. Oh, same Blanche. Just remove my last name. Gotcha. No problem. Ooh, after cruise COVID. That sounds like a terrible parting gift. This awful. San Bernardino, California. Hey, April, how's it going? We're happy you're here too. Jennifer, hello, peeps. All right. Yes. I am in an 80s 90s phase right now. Like that's my whole existence. Because I'm an adult and I have adult money, and so I do whatever it is that I want to do. And unfortunately, no one can stop me. I sounded like an evil villain just then, and no one can stop me. Right? I'm blowing my own money. Duh. Okay. DJ's got a Q Q Q Q Q Q. Allie, that's me. What are you thinking us compounders should do with the change? The vials don't last that long. Expires. Thoughts? Okay. So, great question, DJ. Let's talk compounding. It's really going to be challenging. So, what I am recommending people do currently is try to get as much as you can with a reasonable best use by date. For example, try to get like a 3-month supply, right? And then try to make sure that you're utilizing a 503B pharmacy, because they can have the extended best use by dates, right? Legally. So, but that's becoming more and more challenging, every day with the court rulings and, the this and the that and the Eli Lilly and the lawsuits and the right, like, you just have to do the best that you can, but you want to stock up. Don't get too crazy with it, right? Like, you're not going to be able to get like a year's supply of compound, right? The best use by dates are just, it's not going to be feasible for you. But if you want to kind of compound hop, right? Like some people are going with, Borello, and then while they're waiting on that one to ship, they'll jump over here and go with Treva and over here, and they're right. And if you're looking for options, definitely go check out GLP1winner.com. It's just a site where they've, kind of compiled all the various options, and they do a pretty good job of keeping the site up to date. So it can give you some options of what might work for you. The key is really that they're not going to be able to continue to mass produce it, right? So you want to make sure that somewhere in the scheme of however many telehealth companies you're using, you're keeping track of your medical records, the medical notes, right? That say you need to have customized dosing because XYZ. You need to have these additives because XYZ, right? All of that needs to be very, very well documented. And please don't be afraid to tell your doctor, hey, I need you to put this in your notes. And then it's just going to be a matter of who's going to be the last man standing. It's going to be hard. It's going to be tough. There will be some people who have allergies, who have well-documented cases, who have medical records from when they went from 2.5 to 5 and they ended up in the ER, right? And then they can go back and say, I have to have this modified dosing because moving up, that much with standardized dosing put me in the hospital, right? Things like that will help those individuals to maintain access. But it's going to come down to the telehealth companies. Are the compounding pharmacies going to continue to duke it out? Right? Because if there's no compounding pharmacy, it doesn't matter what a telehealth tells you because they're not the ones making the compound. So if all the pharmacies drop out, there won't be anything to be had. But it's just going to matter of, are the pharmacies going to stick around, and are the telehealth companies going to stick around and duke it out? Because as the pool of options becomes smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, it becomes a lot easier to kind of pick them off one at a time, right? Right now, they're going after the big players. But after that initial wave, right, then they're going to start, right, just systematically going through. And again, as it becomes a smaller and smaller group, it's going to be challenging. So yeah, all I can say is stock up and do the best that you can. If you have been on compound for a while and you have not tried to get your insurance to cover something, now's a great time to start that process. Contact your insurance company, see what's covered, and then see what, diagnosis code you have to have, right? And then go from there. So yeah, I know it's just going to be challenging. We just have to do the best that we can. All right, Kirsten's ready for shenanigans. Drink my. Lots of talking equals lots of hydration. Okay. Shenanigans. PJ time. Yes. Yes, I agree. When I was making the post earlier, I was like, PJs are optional. And then I was like, I didn't really mean it to sound like that. I meant like you could just wear regular clothes. I mean, I guess you're not on screen. So if you want to show up naked to the live, I can't stop you. But that's wild. I mean, I thought I was wild, but whoa, that's wild. Okay. Yes, let's get the update. So, Jennifer, I've been getting your emails, by the way. I apologize profusely that I have not responded, but being sick has just knocked me out for the count. I've got so many emails to respond to. I'm so sorry. Okay, and Allie's last live. So I'm just not with it. Jennifer was telling us that she's getting the DMR research. She's in the DMR research study, and my procedure is May 19th. Fingers crossed. Absolutely. Absolutely. We are here to support you. You're going to do great. I can feel it. It's going to be good. Hydrate, sippy sips. Don't forget, all you members, you've got your very own special icons that you can use. I made a sippy sips icon. Don't forget you got those. Anita said, I had complete withdrawal symptoms last week. My water wasn't nearly as wet without you all. Anita, we love you. We love you. I know. I tried really hard to get it together, but man, I was a hot mess. And it was all I could do to get through the workday. So, but I'm so glad. Now your water will be wet. That's the worst. I hate it when my water's not wet. Terrible. GLP1 Journey in Review. Thank you so much for the super chat. Gotta bounce. Catch the replay. Okay, no problem. We will also catch you on the replay. Okay. The water bottle. I know, right? Super fun. Fishes. I know somebody requested a while ago that I make a video with all my water bottles, and I want you to know that I made sure they were all washed and beautiful, and I was ready to make the video, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna show everybody all the stuff, and I had downsized and I was doing really good, and then I got sick, and then I started using them again, and then they were all dirty again. It's fun times. Hey, Joni's here. Joni and Penny. Cosmic Beauty 888. Hey there. Uh-oh. What are we doing? I gotta keep scrolling. Came for the info, stayed for the pop culture references. Yes. Listen, I do the best that I can. I really do. Yes. I'm sorry. I know I said yes. I got your emails. I was dead to the world. But I'm back. Back streets back. All right. Yeah, I'm back. So, and please forgive me for not responding. I have so many emails to respond to that have just been sitting since I've been sick. So please, A, don't take it personally. And B, I am so sorry, but I did read your emails. So I didn't forget about you. I was just like, okay, I'm laying in bed. I got tissues sticking out of my nose, and I'm like, I gotta email Jennifer back. It's yeah, that was my life for like a week. It was terrible. Black squirrel, beer. Did you see him walking around? Was he walking around out there? Dawn says, judge's ruling today very disappointing. Yeah, but honestly, I kind of saw it coming. And I think the judge knows that, it's going to go to appeals, right? It's a whole song and dance, right? So what I am disappointed about is that they're going to have a whole bunch of stuff that's redacted once the documents come out that we're not going to be able to see. And that is the information that I would love to get my hands on about how they make these determinations about, is there a shortage? Is the shortage over? What are the rules? What are the parameters? Right? Like, that's the inside scoop that I want. But yes, it was very disappointing, but also expected. And I think that, there's going to be appeals. They're going to fight it. We're going to have to go through the same thing with semaglutide, right? Like, it's going to be a drawn out process. And I think that's part of the reason why the judge denied the stay, which would have saved Compound while the trial was going on, right? He was just like, no, you're not safe. But I mean, they're going to keep fighting it. So don't be sad. Make a plan, execute the plan. That's what I say. All right. Anita says, no one stopped me from buying way too much yarn during the latest nitpick sale. Adulting is serious stuff, y'all. Yeah. I hear you. Adult money, man. It's serious. I mean, bills, right? Right? You know what I mean. Who cares about bills? Lady Alex with the question. Okay. For you and everyone here. So listen up. I'm wondering what to expect after one stops using GLP1s. If you keep up the eating right and movement, can you maintain your goal weight? This is a great question, Lady Alex. The answer is it depends on the person. So if you go and do a search on my channel, you will find 2 videos. where I interviewed 34 or 35 people who had come off of GLP-1s with various health conditions and maintained their weight loss for 6 months or longer. And they had different strategies to go about that. But the main takeaway is it depends on what's going on with your body, right? Like, so for me, I'm a type 2 diabetic. It may be different for me than it would be for somebody with PCOS or who has a hormone imbalance or who has Hashimoto's, or, the list goes on and on and on. So it just depends on your body. And what I'm finding from the research that I've done is that you don't know until you get there, right? I mean, we can make all sorts of predictions. And if you go watch those videos, I talk about each person and kind of like their individual health breakdown. Some people are able to do it. Some people are not. Some people are able to do it and maintain with just a microdose, right? It all just depends on your body. So, but as far as, what happens when you stop, a lot of that depends on how you stop. If you have an option to titrate down, that's what obesity and endocrine specialists recommend. I would also personally recommend that because going cold turkey, from what I've seen people say in my research, is kind of rough. The hunger comes back, right? The food noise comes back. Like it can be really, really challenging. I have a many month supply. When it runs out, I don't know what to expect. Yeah. Yeah, it's challenging. Like I said before, if you are someone who has been on compound previously and it's been a while since you've tried to get any of the weight loss options, now is a good time to call your insurance company, find out what's covered, what diagnosis you need for those individual options, and go ahead and get the PA submitted, so that you've got options. Rhonda says, hi, everyone. Okay, Eve's got a question. Allie, what do you think about milk protein? I heard it can induce inflammation and weight gain. Okay, so first of all, cow's milk specifically can cause phlegm and inflammation depending on how well your body digests it, right? And that could go for any type of milk derivative, right? So there's that. As far as weight gain goes, right? Like I see a lot of these videos where people are like, oh, I was in a stall and then I got rid of my protein shake and then I started losing weight again. But then I look at what some of these people are doing, and yes, they're doing a protein shake, but they're doing full fat milk. And then they're also doing like these heaping scoopfuls of protein powder, right? If they're not doing like a pre-made shake, or if they're doing a pre-made shake, like I'm a big fan of the Fairlife shakes. They'll get the Burger Biggie 42-gram protein, but it also has more calories. And then they're not factoring in those calories. So can it cause you to gain weight? I think that if you were extremely sensitive to it, it could. But if you're in a calorie deficit, chances are it's not. If you're accounting for those calories, I mean, I've used Fairlife shakes from the start, and I used to be, well, technically I still am, but thanks to tirzepatide, I am no longer lactose intolerant. So, but I'm also not using a protein powder where I'm not measuring it out, and then full fat milk, right? Because that's got even more calories, right? You can use some other options. Like sometimes I use rice milk, sometimes I'll just use water, right? So I think that it's really easy for people to just blame a product, but there's not a whole lot to back that up, right? I mean, there was a while where it was like everybody and their brother was dogging protein shakes. Oh no, protein shakes is so bad for you, blah blah blah. And I'm like, you better shut your mouth. Fairlife is freaking delicious. Oath protein, fudge brownie. Stop it. But if you're looking for one that gives you kind of an option to have the good stuff, right, but not be too high in calories, there'll be a link in the description box to the Biocare shakes. I have a coupon code that you can use. I love those things. Love them. So that could be an option for you if you're worried about, some of these pre-made shakes. And then you can use, whatever liquid you want to. Great question. Kirsten's memories. This telehealth company name, it always throws me for a loop. I really just want to call their customer service and say, how did you come up with this name? 5410 has the best use by date of January 2026. Yeah. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I mean, I'm assuming that they've done testing, because that kind of best use by date is, I mean, that's right up there with like what you get from Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk, right? So I would be interested to know if they would be willing to provide proof of the testing that they did, that it's useful that long, right? Because you can't just say, oh, this is good until February 2026, right? You have to test it and show that they tested it for that length of time and that it was good, that it was still high potency, right? No bacteria, right? They do all the testing. So, but that's very interesting. People say a lot of good things about 5410. So, could be good. Jess says, so the shirt is not at all a discreet side eye to the latest Ram video. Be kind, rewind. Yes, absolutely. Yes, it is. If you're a member, that's as much as my eyebrows move. I'm trying to be dramatic. What's going on with my mouth? I gotta quit. People are gonna be watching this in the replay. They're gonna be like, right? Allie's losing it. Here's a good question. Hi. Hello. Angelica Ramiro. Should I reorder from Mochi? Nervous about not getting it, but also about not having it. So Mochi has been doing better about getting the meds shipped out. From what I've seen online, I don't have any personal experience with it. So it's worth a shot. If you are someone that maybe you have to put your money where it's somewhere where you can be guaranteed to get the meds, then you may want to go with a different option. But they're still having challenges. I've been seeing a lot of people who said, that they were waiting for their meds like way back when. They're just now getting it. And then at the same time, there's new people that are signing up that are getting their meds like this. And in my personal opinion, that's not a good business model, right? I understand that they need to bring the money in, so they need to get the new people in and get them happy to make up for the fact that everything went haywire. But at the same time, there were a lot of people that had to go without. So it really just depends on what your money situation is. If you can afford to do your refill with mochi and then maybe also, right, jump on with somebody else, it may be a good option. Maybe that, what is it? 50, 50, 4, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? 50, 4, 10. Yeah. Maybe they would be a good option since they appear to have some best use by dates. So, all right. Da, da, da. Kimberly has a question. Q, 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 Q. Pew, pew, pew. Best place to order Fairlife chocolate, 30-gram protein when Costco is out. Sam's Club. But you may get the 30 or you may get the 42. So they usually have, Sam's Club always has one or the other. But it's kind of like random which one they have, but they usually always have the Fairlife chocolate 30-gram because that's where I get it. Side note, the one that you get from Sam's, I believe there's more in the package and it's slightly cheaper unless Costco has changed theirs. So don't quote me on that part. But yeah, Sam's Club. Definitely. If you can catch a good sale from a legit seller on TikTok, sometimes, TikTok has those coupons you can use. You can get a really great price. I personally don't trust that. That's just me. I'm weird. Like, I want to pick it up. I want it to be in my hand. So I go with Sam's Club. So Gina's here. Thank you. I feel so much better. I'm like almost 100%, which is good. I have no idea what's happening in the comments. We're talking about chocolate covered gummy bears. What is happening? You guys are getting crazy. Hydration. Oh, here we go. I use Swanson brand whey protein powder. It's the only one I found without stevia. It's yummy. Okay, great. Excellent. Are you a water bottle hoarder? I'm not allowed to be because my wife will get angry. But yes, I really like having different water bottles for different moods, right? So like when I want something fun and cutesy and right, and I'm just at home, like at work doing my thing or live with you guys, right? Then I want something fun, right? When I am like, oh my gosh, today is going to be a really hard day at work, I'm busting out my Stanley and I'm like, psh, putting the ice in, right? And then sometimes I'm like, I want my Star Wars, I want my unicorn, I want my, right? Like, I like to have options. All of my friends used to call me the sauce boss because everywhere we went, I had to have one of almost every single sauce that they had because I like to have options. So, and I think that Zaxby's stole that sauce boss thing from me. If you know a lawyer, let me know. Okay. Hydrate, water, water. Gina said, "Where's the Kevin emoji?" Yeah, so it's for members only, and I don't remember. I think you have to be a member for 1 month, and then no, I think Kevin's the first one that you get. I honestly don't remember. I'm so sorry. The way it breaks it down is it gives you a new emoji like every month. So, but yeah, there's a Kevin, there's a sushi, there's a sippies for, a little Stanley cup. Yeah, we got lots of cute emojis. And I'll probably be changing them up and switching them up, and I mean there'll always be a Kevin emoji. I'm pretty sure members would riot if there was no Kevin emoji. But yeah, but it like releases to you every month. It gives you a new emoji. I tried to find an option where I could just give you guys all of the emojis, and it wouldn't let me. It was like, which when do you want them to have this one? I'm like, immediately? Immediately. I want them to have all of them. I can't even get the membership link to work correctly. I got to put the link in the description box, which, by the way, if you're watching this on the replay, link is in the description box. We just recently took a vote on a super secret video to see if everybody's interested. And I think, if I remember correctly, when I checked it earlier, we were almost at 100% yes. Let me check it real quick. Let me go over to members. Okay. Where we at? Okay. Oh yeah. I think we're at 100%. Not that we needed 100% for me to do the video, but just to show you, because everybody is super active over on the members. So if you're a member and you're excited about the super secret video, then just know I'm going to do it up big for you. Okay. It's gonna be May. Yeah. I want you to know, Anita, that I bombarded my moderator team with those memes and videos and TikToks on the 1st of May. Because I love them and I want them to be included in all of my inner thoughts. And all day long, it was like, it's gonna be May. It's, it's the best thing about May, in my opinion. Where can I buy the fishbowl water bottle? Yes, Hobby Lobby. The Hobby of Lobby. I'll try to tilt it so it doesn't have a glare. Now, if you're just tuning in, I went to Petco and got the fish background, the with the rocks and the plants in the background, and I glued it to the back of it. So when you get it, it's back in the back with all the water bottles, but it does not have the background. You have to put your background on it. It just has the water bottle and then the fish. Okay. Turning the sage. I love that. The members got a video of my herb garden here earlier this week. As long as compounders keep making for time being, we will be fine. Yeah. Yeah, it's just gonna, as the lawsuits go on, right? It's just gonna dwindle over time. But, we just gotta do the best that we can. Okay. Janet says, what's the best product for constipation, or should I use something daily? So this is a great question. Something that has worked really great for me personally has been taking a multi-magnesium supplement. It's got the magnesium citrate, the magnesium glycate, the magnesium other one. It'll also help with sleep. A lot of people recommend the Mag 07, which is like a cleanse rather than a supplement. A lot of people use that one. It's really strong, so you have to be careful because, right, it can send you in the other direction. But there are people that swear by that one, but I just use like a cheaper triple mag. It'll be in the description box below, linked. So if you check out if you minimize the comments, I think you can get to the link there. But yeah, recently I haven't needed to use anything other than I make sure that I get my 30 to 40 grams of fiber per day because once I started on 12.5 tirzepatide, the constipation just stopped. All of a sudden, no reason. I got no science to back it up. It just stopped. And I was just normal. So, yeah. So make sure you're getting enough fiber. It does make a difference. Speaking of fiber, so glad that you mentioned that. I have a new product that I've heard great things about that I'm currently testing. It's Paleo Fiber RS. It is a digestion resistant starch fiber blend. I'll show it to you here. So this stuff is not cheap. Let me just throw that out there. And it tastes like unripe bananas. Okay? I know, right? It's like, Allie, why would I want to take that? That sounds terrible. So I will mix it into a little bit of peanut butter and then have like a little peanut butter and jelly type sandwich on my carbonate, kind of like astronaut carbonate bread, which is also high in fiber. So I am still currently testing this. So I do not have this linked, but if it works well, I'll do a video on it and talk to you guys about it. But I watched like so many videos on this and I was like, you know what? This really looks interesting. And I'm going to give it a try. So anyway, let me see. 15 calories per serving. And then it's got dietary fiber 5 grams, which I know doesn't sound like a lot, but the proprietary, can't talk today, resistant starch fiber blend is 10 grams. So it's like 15 grams of fiber. This thing, one serving, which is pretty intense, right? Don't jump into doing something like that right away. Like I am currently in the process of adding it a little bit at a time. But like I said, once I do it for a while and I see, you know, how I feel about it, then I'll definitely do a video about it and give you guys an update. But carbonate bread, it's like carb, not like astronaut. Okay, not N-O-T. That stuff, 2 slices of bread, you're almost at your fiber goal already. It's fantastic stuff. Okay. Anita said, is anyone else here a weird diabetic? Yeah, I'm weird. What do you mean by weird? Like me that has a blood glucose spike when using artificial sweeteners. It's way weird and the doctor is clueless as to why this happens. There was a doctor that went on with Dave at On the Pen. Go see if you can find that video. And I think they talk about this. I want to say they talk about this, but I don't remember the name of the video. But it's specifically about artificial sweeteners and spikes because Dave asked the question. He was like, can a doctor tell me what's going on with this? Right? Because everybody was talking about it. So I don't measure my blood sugar. So I can't speak to it. But maybe somebody else can. Gina says, what's them hot pink Madonna wrist huggers all about? Love. Yeah. So they're from this my scrunchie. Because I'm bringing them back, man. Scrunchies. Okay. Yeah. So I got these off of Shein along with the shirt. And I am just like constantly cold. So these are actually leg warmers. And I bought them to go obviously on my legs when I'm roller skating because that's going to be cute. But you can also wear them on your hands too. I have some other ones that actually have like thumb holes, but on Shein, they're like $3 and they come in a whole bunch of different colors. So yeah, highly, highly recommend I have some that I keep. Hey, I think I have some right here. Hang on. Hold, please. So these are the ones, it's turning into a fashion show. These are the ones that I keep here at my desk. If I can find, there it is. Again, Shein, $2. And it's already got the thumb hole. And it comes in all sorts of different colors. These are the ones that I keep here at my desk for when I get cold at work. But yeah, these are, they're so comfortable. They're fantastic. Oh no, I'm dropping stuff. That's what I get for messing with something. Hang on. Hold on. I'm going under. Oh. Okay. Computer cord ties. Can't leave that on the ground. The dogs will get it. Okay. I'm glad you love them. Gina, I love them too. I'm trying so hard to bring it back. Like the 80s, the leg warmers, the scrunchy socks. I have a bunch of those too. Yeah. You just wait. I got some fashion videos coming out that are going to be fantastic. You'll be able to see all the shenannery that is my wardrobe. Black squirrel. Superhero. Okay. Did you see the movie Whale starring Brendan Fraser? I did not. Oh, it's on Netflix. Okay, I'll have to watch it. As a formerly morbidly obese person, I was conflicted about it. Okay, Black Squirrel, I'll watch it. And am I going to have time to watch it this weekend? I'm going to try to watch it before next week's live, and then let's talk about it. Because I've been meaning to watch it, but I have Netflix, so I can watch it on Netflix, and then we could talk about it. Let's do that. Because it won all sorts of awards. And I love Brendan Fraser. I mean, no one can tolerate sitting through the Mummy movies with me because I know all the words. Okay. Oh no! And Mr. Lives, I got a sick pupper. Oh no, Winnie. I hope your puppy's okay. Let me know what's going on with your puppy. Hope your puppy is okay. Darlene, we were waiting for you. Where have you been? Doom, doom, doom. Doom, doom, doom. All right. Trying to make sure I don't miss any questions. Melissa, you're so sweet. Thumbs up, everyone. Support Allie's awesomeness. Thank you. 50 thumbs up so far. Hey, we're doing good. We're well on our way. I think that because you have to like click out of the comments, like people, right? They don't. You get into the live and then you're not thinking about clicking the thumbs up. But thank you so much for the reminder. Yeah, it definitely helps my channel. All right. Fairlife chocolate protein shake with half a scoop of oat chocolate brownie. So good. Oh, yeah. Oh, and I don't even bother with the half a scoop. I'm going whole scoop. I love the brownie flavor. So good. It's so good. And I'm so happy that they carry it at Target now because it just makes my life so much easier. I don't have to order it online. Although they do have a sale every now and then. Q. Sherry Ann 68. Hey, Allie. Hello. Can you talk about creatine on a GLP1? I'm under the impression that's something weightlifters use, correct? I saw a health coach, love that you put that in quotations, claim it was necessary if losing weight. Okay, so necessary, meh. I am not a huge fan of supplementation without purpose. Without purpose. Try that again from the top. Supplementation without purpose. There have been a lot of people recently in the GLP-1 community that have been like going way overboard with the supplementation, specifically as it surrounds hair supplements, hair and nail supplements, and they've been having problems. So creatine is great as long as you're working out, unless you want to use it for microdosing purposes, because it does have some other health benefits. And if you want to really get into the nitty gritty on creatinine, creatine, however you want to say it, Dr. Tina Moore, she has some really great videos where she talks about specifically, you know, how it can be beneficial for you. She's much, much more educated on it than I am. But as far as being on a GLP-1 goes, if you are doing heavy lifting, okay, which means you're lifting weights heavy to maximum, right? You are shredding muscle to build muscle, then it can be helpful. I think there's not enough health coaches out there talking about how it can make you retain water. I see a lot of people that add it into their regimen and then they get upset that they've gained, 3 pounds, 4 pounds, 5 pounds. And they're like, I don't understand why, right? Because we're all working to stay really hydrated, of course, right? So it can make you retain water. Not in a bad way. You would retain some water anyway, right, to help rebuild those muscles that you just shredded, right, while they're rebuilding. But the supplement will make you retain more water. So I would say that if you are heavy lifting and you want to use it, great. I wouldn't be able to give you any kind of recommendation on a brand or anything like that. I would defer to Dr. Tina about that. Because again, she's much more educated on it than I am. But it's definitely a good option. But if you are not heavy lifting, if you're just doing basic resistance or just cardio, it may not be the best fit for you. So, and then of course, anytime that you're adding in a supplement, you want to talk to your doctor. And I think that there's not enough people that are doing that. I know it can be annoying, right? And you're like, oh, great, somebody else telling me to talk to my doctor. But there are quite a few people that are having challenges because they're layering so many supplements on top of each other. And it's important to remember that supplements are not regulated by the FDA. There's, there's some independent testing that companies can do to verify that it, A, is what it is, and B, that it actually works. But nobody's kind of overseeing vitamins and supplements. Like you kind of get what you get. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. It doesn't hurt to talk to your doctor. Okay. Let's see what we got. Oh my gosh, Becky. Mineral Lady is late. That's okay. We're glad you're here. Right along with Leaf Slayer. I've been watching replays because my life has been lifing on Wednesday evenings. I completely understand. I totally understand. I'm glad that you're catching the replays. Excuse me. And I'm so glad that you're here. Yeah, replays are good. Because you can kind of just let them play, while you're doing whatever. So. You deserve an array of water bottles. Yeah, trust me. When we lived in a bigger house before we moved, when I was going to pack all of the water, like I had a whole cabinet that was just funky cups and funky water bottles. And I was like, we're going to need a bigger boat. It was just like so much, so much. Anita says, how angry is your wife right now? Because you have an excessive amount of water bottles, not gonna lie. You haven't even seen them all. But I've been making an effort. She has an excessive amount of mugs for coffee. So we kind of keep each other in check. But yeah, I'm a sucker for a water bottle. Leaf Slayer. I know this is going to sound dumb. Nope. No, it's not. But with weight loss, I feel like I don't know who I am. See, I told you it's not. I don't know how to dress. I totally understand that. Any advice on how I can figure this out? Um, I struggled with this for a while. And for me, what really helped is going out and finding creators that were kind of, in my age range, 40s-ish, and kind of looking at what they were doing. And there's this new movement that's, what is it called? Dressing for endorphins, I think is what they're calling it. Don't quote me on that. Anyway, it's over on TikTok, and there are so many people that are just like whatever they want to wear, right? Like me, I'm in like this 80s phase, and I'm loving it. And I'm like, oh, this is what I'm gonna do. But when I was 100 pounds ago, I was like, oh, and I want to wear really nice clothes, and I want to look polished, and I want to do this and do that. So it's going to change over time. And this is one of the things that people talked about at the beginning of my journey. They were like, do not go out and spend a whole bunch of money every time, you go down in size, because your style is going to change over time. Now, especially the part about feeling like you don't know who you are. It's one of those things that if you continue to look, you're going to find you, right? Like for a really long time, I was trying to be somebody else. Oh, I'm going to lose weight, and I'm going to be thin, and I'm going to be polished, and I'm going to do my hair and makeup every day, and I'm going to be a whole new person. And I'm going to be like blonde bombshell, like, and I'm going to do all these things, and I'm going to be different, right? Because you're in the process of change. And so your mind kind of takes it in different directions. But now that I'm not at goal, but I'm, here, when I'm starting to feel better about myself, I'm like, I don't want to do that. Who says I have to do those things? Who says I can't wear leg warmers on my arms? Who says I can't wear scrunchies? No one. No one says these things to me because I'm adult and I have adult money because I adult. So if you don't know how to dress, right? Dress how you feel. And it's going to change over time. For me, for a long time, it was 4X t-shirts and 3X sweatpants. And, as I lost weight, right, I was still wearing those things because that's what I felt comfortable in. But then that shifted over time. So what I would say is give yourself time. I love to jump on Pinterest and just look through outfits, look through stuff, look what's popular, laugh at some of the things that are popular, like barrel jeans. If I ever see someone out in public wearing barrel jeans, I am going to do my best Smaug impression and be like, I can see you, barrel rider. Right? Like, little Lord of the Rings for you there. Like, some of the trends and things you're just going to laugh at. But there are some things that will resonate with you, and then just go with it. No one says that you have to put yourself in a little box and be what everybody expects you to be. If you don't want to wear pantsuits, then don't wear pantsuits, right? If you really love, like a hippie cottage natural fibers type of look, like free people-ish, then start looking at those on Pinterest and see what speaks to you. But just remember that can change over time, and that's totally okay. When I get to my goal weight, maybe I won't be rocking the 80s anymore. Maybe I will have an entire wardrobe of 80s attire that's not that I don't want, right? That's why I do a lot of thrifting. Anyway, I got really long-winded, Leaf Slayer, and I didn't mean to do that to you. But I just want to say, be patient with yourself. Jump on Pinterest, jump on TikTok, see what other people are doing. If you see someone out and about and you like their outfit, see if you can snag a picture and then do an Amazon search, right? Where you can upload the picture and see if there are some things that pop up that resonate with you, right? And as you do more and you feel more comfortable, it's going to evolve over time. And if you keep hanging out with me, then you'll be crimping your hair and, rocking the 80s as well, right? That's what I'm here for. I'm here to influence you. Are you feeling influenced? I'm just kidding. But yeah, I completely understand where you're coming from. It's definitely a process. Don't put too much pressure on yourself though. It comes with time. Jennifer, thanks for the super chat. Super. After my procedure, I can't be on Zepbound for a full year. Oh, that's right. Hopefully I was still... Of course. Oh my goodness. Don't even say that. I want you to know that we have members in the Positive Only support group, which is linked in the description box below. We have members that are currently in the group that have gotten off of their GLP1 for whatever reason, and they are 1,000,000% still part of the group. They love, the little positive things. They post things all the time that are like, meal ideas, meal prep, fun stuff, right? They are still an important component of our Positive Only support group. So 1,000,000%, yeah, you better be there. If you try to leave, I'm going to hunt you down. Okay, don't go. Yeah. Jennifer, you're silly. Love you, but you're silly. All right. Let's drank. Everybody's always so helpful to each other in the comments. I love you guys. Gina's like, yes, I want to see that super secret video. It's going to be good. Sandra said, who voted no? They got booted. So far, everybody voted yes. You can still vote. Voting is open for members only. I'm trying to stay hydrated. I did not hydrate very well today, you guys. I really didn't. I was covering my coworker, and it was like everything that everybody sent in was an absolute cluster, and I did not hydrate like I should have. Doing pretty good, though. I already drank down part of my fish bowl. I have no idea how much water is in here, by the way. I don't think it says. It's probably just decorative. Probably not really supposed to drink out of it. Okay. Anita says, Allie, you need to buy some refreezable ice cubes for that fishbowl water. See, yeah, absolutely. I'll have to look and see what I can find. Yeah, because it had ice in it. And as you can see, clearly, it did not keep it cold. The only thing I don't like about reusable ice cubes is you got to hand wash them, like I don't have a dishwasher in my very old house that I live in here. So it's just one more thing for me to wash. Dun, 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 dun. Lady Alex says, just don't grow sea monkeys in that new water bottle. I know, right? Go hit that like button if you had sea monkeys as a kid. I think the thing for kids nowadays is more like hermit crabs. Like I still see every now and then I'll see the sea monkeys thing, but I don't see them as much as I did, when I was younger. QQ! Melissa says, anyone know what best use by dates are on Zepp's Lily Direct vials? Are they short too? That is a great question. I don't know. But hopefully somebody else knows. I know that we have quite a few members in the group that are doing Lily Direct. So, but those are single dose vials. They're not meant to be punctured multiple times. And from the information that I've gathered online, they do not have the same preservatives as the injector pens. So my guess is that their dates are likely going to be shorter too, right? Because they're trying to keep people from purchasing and then microdosing the vials. The other thing is, I always remind people about this. If you do Lily Direct, you have to stay on top of your refill date, because if you do not refill by every 45 days, the price goes up. I do not see enough people talking about that. So please be careful. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, Lady Alex, I wore leg warmers in the 70s. That's because you're awesome. Yeah, I really like them. They're great. Arms, legs. If I could just find something that could keep my feet warm, that would be great. Wool socks are just not doing it. I have to use the little foot warmer things, and then those get too hot, so then I got to take them off. It's a constant battle. Flash dance. All right, don't forget, guys, if you want to ask a question, right, put the question marks or the QQQ up there. That way I won't miss your question. Anita said the 80s were the best time ever. Oh, yeah. 80s, 90s. I feel like that's when all the really good cartoons were on. Like cartoons had a purpose, and it was all about like teaching you something. Now it's just like SpongeBob SquarePants, right? And it's like, what was the point of everything they just did? I used to love like the Care Bear recap at the end, or like He-Man. He'd be like, this is what we learned today, children, right? I used to love that. I'm like, yeah, moral of the story. We don't have that in cartoons anymore. Dun, 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 dun. Looking for questions. I think Allie meant to say shenanary, not hydration. She's so silly like that. Yes. Yeah. Definitely down with the shenanary. I need to make a song for us. Oh, we got a question. Black squirrel, superhero. Okay. Does Pilates count as strength training? So I would this is tough. So some Pilates, yes. I think it just depends on, are you going are you doing movements until you max out? That's kind of the difference for me between strength training, resistance training, and just doing cardio. So, like if you're in a Pilates class and it's a lot of stretching, repetitive movements, you don't really break out in a sweat, but you're a little bit sore the next day. Okay. All right. And then there are other Pilates classes where they've got like the machines and the weights and they're, doing things all over the place, right? And those can be very much shredding muscle and building muscle. So it's hard to say. I'm thinking I might be able to stick with it better than weight, struggle with getting strength train. I say go for it. I say go for it. There's a lot of stuff you can do at home. And one of the things that I like about Pilates is you can start out as a beginner. I love Pilates, by the way. You can start out as a beginner and have zero weights, right? Just get into it, get the stretching going, you might get a little bit sore, right? And then as you progress, you can add weights, right? Very 80s, 90s workout style, right? You can add leg weights, you can add, kettlebells, you can add wrist weights, you can do all sorts of things. So you can always amp up the intensity, which will help you build muscle. So I say go for it. I like Pilates. Pilates is not one of those things that I ever get sick of. Um, Kind of like any kind of dance aerobics, like jazzercise, love it. If it's dancing, count me in. So yeah, I say go for it. Dun 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 dun. We're gonna need a bigger boat. Shanannary. Gina, what kind of leaves are you slaying though? Yeah, trust me. I have been through this with Leaf Slayer. Again, superhero. All right, Jess has got a question. Allie, are you taking requests for member only videos? Yes. Can I vote for one discussing future use of NAD with GLP1? Yes. Uno momento, por favor. Okay. So I have to write things down because ADD. So member video request line. Okay. NAD plus GLP1 video. Okay. Full transparency. I have not taken NAD. But I'll do a ton of research for you because I know that it's something a lot of compounding pharmacies are starting to offer. So yes, absolutely, Jess. And great question. Gina said mugs for water bottles, fair. Yeah, we try to keep things fair. We're pretty good about that. Life with Brie. Allie, just looking beautiful. No, you are. Life with Brie. You are beautiful. All right. Dungarees. I don't know what that's in response to, but I love it. Reminds me of Dunkaroos. Right? Did you ever see those as a kid? Well, my wife had never had those as a child, Dunkaroos, right? It was the little cookie tray with the sickeningly sweet ice cream, right? You dip the little animal cookie into it and eat. Anyway, she had never had those. So I bought them and started putting them in her lunches because she can eat all the fun stuff. I can't. But Yeah, she liked them. She never had any of that fun stuff. Fruit by the foot, gushers. She was like, "What's a gusher?" And I'm like, "No, no, no, no. I'm putting this in your lunch." Anyway, people at work think that she has the coolest wife ever because she always has cool stuff in her lunch, and they're like, "What'd you get?" It's fun times. It's the little things in life. Black Squirrel says, I have a serious problem with mugs and water bottles. Yeah, me too. It's like they're just so cheap at the thrift stores. Not the water bottles, but the mugs. You got to be careful. You can find some really cool stuff. I love that. Okay. Da, 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 da. Thank you, Annie. Yes, we're rocking. Thank you. Leaf Slayer Barrel Jeans Barrel Rider. It's like one of my favorite quotes from now I'm drawing a blank on which movie that is. One of those Lord of the Ring movies. Hobbits. There's hobbits. Anyway, I'm a big Cumberbatch fan. I really love the way he says penguins. Penguins. He did it. If you have never watched the the entire like nature video that Cumberbatch did about penguins, you have got to go find it. Like, I don't care what you're doing right now. When you leave this live, you have to go watch it. Just search Cumberbatch penguins. He says the word penguin like 20 different ways. He's been interviewed about it because he didn't realize he was doing it. And he's such a big star that nobody wanted to say anything. And so now there's this video out there that's this nature video about penguins. And anyway, one of the ways he says penguins. And I think we should all say it that way from now on. Okay, just a little side note, just a little fun thing. All right. Looking for questions. Everybody's helping each other in the comments. Full of grays. Your water bottle is so appropriate for this chat room. It's a little fishbowl chat room. Yeah, absolutely. Why am I getting a work email at 8:20 p.m. Central Time? Whoever's working needs to stop. You better quit it. Okay. Okay. Eve, I'm not sure if your question was for me, but just in case it is, I'm going to answer it. How much weight have you lost on compound tirzepatide? So are you asking just compound or all of tirzepatide altogether? Because I was on name brand previously, and then on compound here for a little bit. So compound weight loss, I think it's been like 10 pounds. But to be fair, I am getting closer to my goal weight, and the weight loss slows down a lot. But if you're asking like total weight loss, I think I'm at, hang on. It's kind of scary when you don't even know, right? I used to track this stuff every week, but now the weight on the scale, it just doesn't hold the same value. I know that's probably going to sound odd to a lot of people, but I don't obsess about it like I used to. Okay. 285 minus 167.6. I have lost 117.4 pounds in total. And the last like 10 pounds of that has been on compound tirzepatide. So I hope that answers your question. That reminds me, I need to update my little sticker chart because I need to put some more stickers on it because I've lost more weight. Winnie, don't spread it around, but I do 2 shots per vial of my Lily Direct Zip. Okay, we won't spread it around. Got to be careful. Make sure you're getting your refills regardless of what dosing you're doing, okay? Otherwise, the price goes up. Hey, Kimberly, glad you're feeling better. Thank you. I am feeling better. Q, Q, Q. Marybeth says, anyone go into maintenance on oral Rybelsus? Ooh, good question. We'll have to let people respond to that. I don't have a whole lot of group members that are on Rybelsus, but now with everything that's happening with Caremark, I think there'll probably be more people that end up getting on it. So Kimberly agrees cartoons were much better back then. Yeah. I felt like they actually had to have a plot, right? It was like they all had the same formula. It was like, okay, it's Captain Planet. There's going to be some kind of emotional turmoil. Then there's going to be a villain polluting the planet. Everybody comes together. Together we are Captain Planet. Captain Planet saves the day. Then moral of the story. Okay, kids, we got to clean up the planet. Ugh, right? Like that was the glory days of cartoonage. Now it's just, who can do the craziest thing that makes no sense? I don't know. Oh, Tammy's got a question. Please say more about hair supplements. I'm taking a multivitamin, considering Mary Ruth's or Nutrafol shedding. Okay, so here's the thing. Like I said earlier, you definitely want to talk to your doctor. First and foremost, there was a young lady who was taking a CVS brand hair supplement, and she overdosed and ended up in the hospital. So I did a video on that. You might want to go check it out. If you search supplements or vitamins, all of my videos on those will show up. And the thing is, we've got a lot of stuff that's being pushed at us, right? And it's really challenging to know what's good and what's not. So the recommendation that I have, first of all, I've been hearing a lot of negative things about Mary Ruth's. So I would be careful with that. Make sure you do your research. Nutrafol, not so much, but it's expensive. So I did see where somebody did a video, and I grabbed it for you, Tammy. So hang on. Somebody did a video where they were doing a side-by-side comparison of the Nutrafol, which is expensive, and other supplements. Please hold. Okay, so she did a comparison of 3 different supplements. First and foremost, one of them was CVS. I don't recommend doing that, okay? Since I saw that video with that one chick that ended up in the hospital, just don't do that. It wasn't the cheapest option anyway. So this is the one that she was looking at. It has the exact same ingredients. And she did a comparison of all 3 of these. And it can save you a ton of money. And yes, that's Equate. That's the Walmart brand. Here's the thing about supplements, right? Here's the rub, if you will. They're not regulated. So can this Equate version of Nutrafol be better than Nutrafol? Yes. Could it be worse because it's cheaper? Also, yes. Unless you sent it off for expensive testing, there would be no way to know. Could it be that Nutrafol also owns the same one that they've got out at Walmart and they've just got 2 different price points? Also, yes. Vitamin and supplement companies do that all the time. Many times, store brand, like Publix brand, right? Trader Joe's, Kroger brand, CVS brand, right? Many of those are often made in the same places as the expensive stuff. Same thing. So, yeah, I hate to do or recommend any kind of expensive supplementation, right? Cuz I'm so skeptical of that stuff. What I did for my hair, excuse me, is I started a multivitamin regimen, which is in that video. You can go check it out. They're whole food vitamins. I got it all approved by my doctor. And then what was the other one? You'll have to go watch that video. I'm so sorry. I'm drawing a blank. Go watch that video and I go over each thing that I'm taking. But I'm not doing a whole ton of supplementation. It's about boosting what you're already doing for your body, right? Make sure you're getting enough protein, all the things, make sure you're getting enough calories, okay? It's very easy to let your calories drop down low, and then it doesn't matter what supplements you're taking because your hair's still going to fall out, right? So be careful. Um but yeah, it's just one of those things. I'm always hesitant to, and some people really love the Nutrafol. So, but the Mary Ruths, I know they've been pushing it hard with influencers and over there on TikTok. And that's always a red flag for me. When it's like every other video, I'm like, too much. And then people started having problems. So I don't recommend that one. But I haven't heard anything bad about Nutrafol. Anita said, all exercise is better than zero exercise. Yes. Yeah. Oh, knitting. I might have to knit my some. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Scrolling down to the questions. Hey, we got 92 people. But how many likes do we have? That's what I want you to answer. Okay. My bitter chickie. One of my favorite t-shirt companies has their 50th anniversary jaws drop tomorrow, and my credit card is strength training tonight. Awesome. I love that. I used to torment people on the dive trips that I would go on whenever we were going to do the shark dive. I would walk around humming the Jaws music just to be silly, because there's not anything to be afraid of. All right, we got a question. I use Zepbound at 10 milligram. Usually I do my injections weekly, but for some reason, if I do it every 10 days, will that be okay? So will it be okay? Yes. I mean, that is a one of the options as far as when people go into maintenance. So you just have to keep in mind that where you are on your health journey. So for some people, because of the half-life of tirzepatide, right, Zepbound, Mounjaro, they find it really challenging as it gets closer to the day 7. And so then they, end up eating more calories, and it can be challenging. And so it just depends on where you are in your journey. If you can do it every 10 days and you're in the weight loss part of your journey and you can still lose weight, absolutely. If your doctor okays it, totally fine. There are some people that do it, try to do it every 10 days and they don't feel good. So it doesn't work for them. You're not going to know until you try. So I would say if your doctor okays it, it is an option. I know a lot of people are trying to stretch out right? Their doses. And that's definitely a good way to do it. Okay. Naturalista 20. You were right, Ellie. For the past 2 weeks, I've been in a calorie deficit and lost 1.6 pounds for the past 2 weeks instead of my normal 0.05, 0.07 pounds a week average. The TDEE calculator.net has helped feeling good. Okay, great. Good. Yeah, you're doing fantastic. 1.6. Rock star. Good job. And people they kind of have a hard time with tracking. Like, people get sick of it, they don't want to do it all the time, and you don't necessarily have to do it all the time, but if you find that you're having challenges, it is a great way to get back to that foundation, right? So that you're not getting lost in the shenanigans. But Naturalista, I love that for you. You're doing great. Just keep at it. You're doing really good. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, Jennifer's got a question. Anyone tried Yoked? It's supposed to build lean muscle. Athletes take it, but it's also for older people to lose muscle mass. One of my dogs is on the canine form, and I'm seeing a big difference. Yoked. I feel like this is an egg joke. Or an egg yolk, if you will. Insert silly humor. Okay, not Yorked. How about yoked? I shall consult the Google. No, I don't want to know the definition. Oh, did I say pre-work? Ultimate pre-workout. I find it. I find things. Okay, let's take a look. No crash, no banned substances, no BS, man. Focus Fuel Program. You can tell who made this website. Just saying. Lifters Lemonade. Bicep Bubblegum. Stop it. Stop it. By athletes for athletes. Okay. Can you give me some kind of synopses? No, it just lets me go shopping. Okay, let's try this bicep bubblegum. Let's see what that's all about. Can I get an ingredient list? Okay, it's a pre-workout. I hate when they don't just show you the. Okay, don't make me hunt down the ingredient list. That really annoys me. Okay. Okay, so we've got a bunch of B vitamins, sodium, potassium. Okay, so we've got a little bit of electrolytes, B vitamins, electrolytes, guarana seed extract, L-carnitine, rosea root extract. I'm not familiar with that one. This has a lot of B12 in it. So there's nothing that's jumping out at me as being problematic. What I will say is that at these levels, you want to be very careful and make sure that you're not overdoing it. Okay? Remember, things like this that are, created for athletes, like they're talking athletes, like they're training for the next Olympics, right? Like they train 8 hours a day. So you want to be really careful. Some of these levels seem high to me. I would have to do some research. Like the L-citrulline, DL malate, 6,000 milligrams. and it doesn't tell you what your daily value is, again, I would have to research this before I said yay or nay. It looks interesting. I think the bicep bubblegum, perfect name. Awesome. Lifters Lemonade, great. They obviously went to the Alley School of naming products correctly and creatively, so I'm a big fan of that. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do some more research on that, Jennifer. But I would say be careful. And specifically, the only thing I can point out right this moment is that if you're already taking something with B vitamins, then this is probably going to put you over. So you just want to be careful. And if you're on compound and it has B vitamins, it'll definitely put you over. And if you're getting a B12 shot, that's going to put you even further over. You see what I'm saying? So you got to be careful how these things layer, because that is when it starts to cause problems. And I'm like hyper vigilant right now because there are so many people that are just getting wild with the supplements, just buck wild with the supplements. So be careful. Be kind, rewind. Okay. Anita said, penguin. 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 Yes. Okay, Evie clarified. Evie. I keep wanting to say Evie because I know a Evie. Eve wanted to clarify just compound. Yeah, so I haven't been on it that long. And like I said, I'm very close to, like a what would be a realistic goal weight. I don't have like a set goal weight. So yeah, so weight loss has been very, very slow. So I would say like 10 pounds, 12 pounds since starting compound. Hey, Mark's here. Hello. So glad you're here. Looking for questions. Q, Q, Q. Okay. Why are the last few pounds so hard to lose? Yeah. Well, I mean, we've all been there. It's because your body doesn't want to let go of it. So I have a video queued up to make that talks a lot about set point. And doctors are talking a lot more about what is your body's set point? How long does it take to reset that set point, right? So like for me, I've been morbidly obese the majority of my life, certainly my whole adult life. So how long is it going to take me to A, reach my goal weight, whatever that is, and then B, to reset that kind of body set point? So yeah, it's your body fighting against you. Our bodies are not inclined to be in a caloric deficit and to be losing weight all the time, right? It's just not something that our bodies want to do. That's why we see so many people who get to the higher doses of whichever medication they're on, and then they stop working, which they don't actually stop working, but you stop losing weight. And part of that is because your body is fighting back. Your body is saying, hey, we've been in a calorie deficit for a year and a half. We are starving to death. We gonna die. I don't want to say anything before. I tried to tell you when the hair was falling out. You weren't listening. We gonna die. Right? And then it's like, we're gonna increase the hunger. We're gonna, we're gonna start up with the cravings. We're gonna, all these things that are happening. And a lot of it is happening in that primitive kind of subconscious level. So, but yeah, I mean, your body just doesn't want to let it go. Okay. Muttley, yes. Roadrunner, Wile E. Coyote. Yes, I love them. Although I did feel sorry for Wile E. Coyote sometimes. I'm like, just one time, can he just catch the Roadrunner? That would be good. Tammy says, I get it relative to the number on the scale. When non-scale victories started, the number on the scale did become less valuable and no longer weigh daily. Yeah. So I kind of weigh multiple times during the week, depending on what's going on, but that's because I have research brain, which if you are inflicted with research brain, make sure you like this video. And I like to see like if I have a really carb heavy day, like, ooh, I'm going to weigh tomorrow. I want to see how much water I'm retaining, right? Or if I get, constipated, I'm like, ooh, I'm going to weigh in. I'm going to weigh in. I want to see how much, right? But that's because I'm a weirdo. So you don't have to do that. But it also does kind of, help detach you from the scale. I feel like when I first started out, the scale and I, we were buddies, man. We were right there in the thick of it. But now I'm like, you again? All right. Yeah, I guess I should probably weigh myself. Well, I had a lot of sodium. Let's see what it says. So it definitely does not hold the same kind of weight that it used to. The same kind of weight that it used to, but I'm ching. That joke was just for you, Tammy. Jennifer, I just got my human form of it today. I'll let you know. Okay. Excellent. Human form, not doggy form. Okay. Oh, Jennifer was saying yolked is all natural fertilized egg yolk. Oh, maybe I was looking at the wrong thing. Was I looking at the wrong thing? Jennifer, if I was looking at the wrong thing, I am so sorry. And I went on and on and on about it too. Why would you let me do that? Fertilized egg yolk. Humans are weird. Did you ever just think about, like, you just said fertilized egg yolk? Like, we're just weird. We eat weird stuff. We are the only ones on the planet that consume milk from another animal. It's just don't spiral down a thought process about stuff like that, because you'll just be like, how did we end up doing that? It's weird. We're weird. Okay, Kimberly says, hair loss. I took a generic prenatal vitamin per my doctor's recommendation. Yep, within 1 week, the hair loss was cut in half. Within a few months, it was back to normal. Absolutely. Yeah, a lot of times, in our attempt to get healthier, right, we're so focused on meeting a protein goal or getting in the fiber, right, that we miss kind of those micronutrients that our body really needs. Mineral Lady says, I love your big tumbler. Where can I find it? Sorry if you already answered this question. Yeah, I got it at Hobby Lobby. And it's a fish. He's a fish. We have to name the fish. I think we should name him Shanannary. Okay, let's name the fish. You guys let me know what you want to name him. Anyway, it just comes Hobby Lobby. It just comes clear. Okay, so I got from Petco, I got a aquarium background and glued it to the back of it, so it looks like a little aquarium. But yeah, Hobby Lobby. It does not keep your drink cold, Mineral Lady, just so you know. It is strictly for show, strictly for fun in the live. I probably won't choose it for my daily stuff, but it would be really fun for just, whatever. Okay. Dr. Payne Nestor, hello. Thank you for joining. We were waiting for you. What have you been up to? Hey, Jennifer, Nebraska, where you been? What you doing? How's your mom and them? Okay. Looking for questions. Oh, here's one. Anita says, is anyone else addicted to avocados? They have become my new fave. I personally have always been addicted to avocados. Um, I used to have avocado toast every day for breakfast. Like before it was cool and it was a thing and like everybody was doing it, I was doing it for like years. I love avocados on everything. Sandwiches, right? In tortillas, like all the things, guacamole. I even had pickled avocados one time. That was interesting. Not my favorite, but it was an avocado, so I had to try it. I've had fried avocados. Also, meh, not my favorite, but it was cool. It was interesting. I tried it. Avocado egg rolls. They have those at a restaurant that I go to locally. Meh, not my thing, but it's okay. So the answer to your question is yes. It's me. Ooh, here's a good question from Heather. Okay, scroll down a little bit. Okay. What are your thoughts on taking a month or two off to reset when you're close to goal and it's not trending down anymore? Do you know anyone who's tried this? So, this is one of those things, Heather, where you're not going to know how it's going to work for you until you do it. So, there are one of a few things that can happen. One, you can do a reset, right? Which could be any number of things. You could cold turkey it, you can titrate down, right? People go about it in different ways. And then you're off of it for a certain amount of time, and then you get back on it. And then there are a few things that can happen. One, nothing. There are many people who do this and nothing happens. They don't lose any more weight. They don't have, the same, it doesn't have the same effect that it did before, even as they titrate up. So that's challenging. Second thing, people get back on it. They do have the increased satiety, things like that, but they just don't lose any more weight. Third thing that can happen, it is like a reset in the traditional sense that you think of it, and you can start losing weight. Some people even at the lowest dose, right, when you're starting over. So it really depends on the person. In the research that I've done, what I have noticed is that the people who take a month or two off, traditionally speaking, in what I've found, they will gain back however much they lost at the beginning that was inflammation almost immediately. What do I mean by that? So in the beginning, in the beninging, there was a certain point when the medication started to work for you and you dropped what would seem like potentially a large amount of weight in a short amount of time. For me, it was on 2.5, right? That very first month when it kind of kicked in at week 4. And, I lost like 8 pounds, like in a week. It was crazy. That was not 8 pounds of fat as much as I would have loved to it have been. That was water weight and inflammation. And what I have found is that people gain that back almost immediately, right? Because the medications are keeping the inflammation and the water retention at bay. So when you come off, many people come off and gain that initial anywhere from 5 to, 18 pounds that I've seen, and they panic. They're still wearing the same size clothes, but they panic because they weren't expecting it. I imagine that this is something that'll be researched, in the future, but it's not something that pharmaceutical companies care about right now. So you just need to be aware of what can happen. I think there are a lot of people, especially those in the various, peptide communities and gray market communities that are all about like, oh yeah, well, you got to do a reset. You're oversaturated and your receptors are getting mad at you, right? Like you hear them talk about these things. But if that was the case, and this is just my personal opinion, if that was the case, then you would think that more people would be successful if they did a reset. Now, some people are. Um, on the T GLP, Candace, go watch her videos. She did this and it worked for her. I'm currently tracking a TikToker who is doing this. There was a gentleman that I'm currently tracking him. He did this. So I'm waiting to see what kind of results they have. But there are a ton of people that have documented that they did it the second time around and it did nothing. But the problem is you won't know until you try, right? You won't know which category you fall into. And that's the part that I feel like would benefit from research. So yeah, so to answer your question about do I know anyone who's done this? Not me personally, but I am tracking quite a few creators online that are currently in this process to see how it goes for them. Um, it's just one of those things. It's just one of those things. Like you just don't know where you're going to land. Right? And a lot of it's going to depend on your specific health conditions. And all of the people that I'm tracking currently, they all have different conditions, which, for my research brain, I love that. I'm like, yes, give me the diversity. So, Heather, I will report back to you on this as I continue to watch these people going forward. They're all kind of on different time frames, and I'm just kind of documenting everything that's happening. But yeah, those are kind of like the three things that can happen. And I have not found any rhyme or reason or indicator to tell you which one you will be. It it is beyond me at this point. So, great question, Heather. Okay. I don't think we're looking at the same yolked box. Literally says the ingredients is egg yolk powder. Huh. Okay. There's no vitamin B12. Okay. I must have been looking at something else that had the similar brand name. Jennifer, I'm so sorry. I thought I was doing right by you, but I was in the wrong area. Looking at the wrong thing. If it's just egg yolk, right? I mean, protein. Sounds good. I'm curious to know how much it costs, Jennifer, so let me know. She's laughing at me. No mention of bubblegum biceps. Apparently, I was looking at the wrong thing. That I'm not surprised. Way to go, Allie. Okay. Let me see what's going on. Ooh, we got a name suggestion. Fred Shanannary Fish Boy. I like it. Shanannary the Fish. Frank the Fish. Oscar the Fish. An Oscar is a type of fish. Not sure if you knew that, Gina. You might. The orange and black, and they get pretty big. What? Pierogi and pickle festivals here in Pittsburgh? I don't know what you guys are talking about in the comments, but I want to go to this. Guys, pierogies are so good. And I'm not talking about like the frozen ones you get in the grocery store. I'm talking about real pierogies. Okay. Kimberly says, question, any thoughts on fitness rings? My wrist needs a break. Fitness rings? Oh, like a Aura ring? Kimberly, let me know if that's what you're talking about. So, yeah, if you rather than like a fitness watch, if assuming that I'm right, which I haven't been doing great so far, looking at the wrong thing for Jennifer, Kimberly, let me know if I'm off track here. Or don't, and I'll just ramble about stuff. So, fitness rings, right? You wear this little ring, this does same thing as like a smartphone. So yeah, depending on what you want to use it for, they can be beneficial, but from what I've seen, they're just like the watches, right? They're not highly accurate. So if you're using it to do something like calculate calories or calculate your exercise, meh, I would take that kind of info with a grain of salt. But they're often like doing your heart rate, right? Things like that. It can track your temperature, blobbity blobbity. So it's good for things like that. But some of those are wild expensive. I would say do searches on YouTube and TikTok for um videos where people are comparing the rings side by side, because I have seen a couple of comparison videos, and those people do a great job of telling you which one is the one to get. Again, assuming I'm talking about the right thing for you, Kimberly. Black squirrel. I understand water weight, but could you explain inflammation weight? Is it more than retaining water? It can be. It can be. So you've kind of stumped me here. I mean, we all just kind of talk about the inflammation weight. Um, but there's a couple of different options, and I'm not super educated on it. So I don't want to tell you the wrong thing. I know that it's more than just water weight. So stumped. I can't help you with that one. But I could Google it. So I'm sure that there's something there that's more than just water. Okay. Has anyone seen or bought the OQQ bodysuit with tummy control that has been shown all over TikTok? I have not. I have not seen this. Is that the one that it's like it's not a zip up, it kind of like wraps around? Maybe I have seen it, Joni. You have to let me know. There are a lot of those that I'm seeing on TikTok, and I'm not sure specifically about this one, but they call them tummy control or whatever. It's basically a waist trainer. It is a modern day corset. Okay. So if you're looking for something specifically to give you back support or help you, sit up straight, then that is not the thing. If you're looking for like a modern day corset, then something like that, could be useful. But it's not so much support as it is squishing you. And keep in mind, you don't want to wear those all the time, right? Not good for your organs. So be careful with that. Lady Alex says, my favorite foods are pasta, cheese, danishes, and ice cream, but not all at the same time. My favorite foods are really, Bear? What do you You barking at nothing, bud. Can you guys hear him? My favorite foods are sushi, pasta, more sushi. Did I mention sushi? I could live off of sushi. I love it. Okay. Dun dun dun. Looking for questions. Ooh, Judy's got a good one here. I skipped my last shot day and was going to skip a week and see if it started my weight loss, but on the 10th day I noticed my blood sugar was going up. Be careful if you're diabetic. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Oh, here's somebody talking about the rings. Um, yes, I like Aura, tired of wearing Fitbit all the time. Yeah, I enjoyed the Fitbit back in the day. Back in the day, which was a Wednesday. In case you're ever wondering if somebody was like, back in the day, that was a Wednesday. Um, yeah, my Apple Watch, love it. It goes through my little pictures, right? It reminds me to get up and move around all throughout the day, which is great. I really love my Apple Watch. I don't use all the features that it has, but I love it. Do 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 do. Black squirrel. She's like, bear. Yep. Got to see him. He was barking. Poor guy. He's still standing there in the dark. Can you see him? He's that he's that little dark blob right over here. Okay. Hey, Anna's here. Hey, Anna, how are you? Fred Fish Boy doesn't agree with Sushi Alley. That's so funny. Yeah. Yeah. I want you to know that when Sushi was probably like, I don't know, 6 months old, I did a whole bunch of videos of her eating sushi with me, and her name is Sushi. Just because it made me happy. I always wanted a dog named Sushi, and that's because I love sushi. That's my favorite. I have been eating sushi of all kinds since I was 3 years old, and I love it. Fish name Sushi Part 2. I like it. Hi, Kevin and other poochies. I had a good surgery, went well, now done. Okay, great. Hope you're doing well. Got to make sure you get that rest in. Oh, okay. We got a question. Full of grays. Can you show us again the entire stomach area for shots? Yes. Yes, I can. Did you mean that you wanted me to show you, like, on my body? Is that what you meant, full of grays? Because I don't know how I feel about that. I'm just kidding. Well, if I could get out of here, what is happening? All right. Lucky for you, I'm really bad about deleting pictures. And I did one for the group, so I can show it to you. So, as you can see, you're going to try to avoid the belly button area, right? For 2 to 3 inches around. And then everything else is fair game. all the way out to the sides, right? Love handle area, all the way out to there. And they show that area on the, don't quote me on this, I think it's the Manjaro pamphlet for the UK. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. But yeah, so there you go. And thighs, it's the top of the thigh, people. Okay, it's not inner thigh. Just lots of veins, capillaries there. Okay, it's top of the thigh. And there can come a point where using the thigh is not comfortable anymore. That's what happened to me. I carry all of my weight kind of in the middleage. So yeah, so I just do stomach injections now. I tried to do back of the arm to like break my stall. It did nothing. So, okay. We are winding down, everybody. It has been 2 hours of phenomenalness. So, ooh, Full of Grace says, ever been to Japan for the real stuff? No, but it's on my bucket list. I've been looking at real estate over there, and I would love to go there and just live. Like I love everything about the culture, the history, the food. Like I could just fit in there. Like if I could learn Japanese, I could just fit in. I mean, I would like not, I don't, wouldn't look the part, but I would fit in because I love all of it. Okay. Shanannary for the win. Okay. Joni's going to bed. Good night, Joni. Good night. Good night. I had a great evening with you. Oh, in the interwebs this week. Yes. Yeah. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you for showing up and having great questions. Full of Grace says sayonara. Love that. My wife says sayonara, see you tomorrow. That's her catchphrase. So you are very welcome. Thank you guys so much for being so awesome. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for having awesome questions. Don't forget, when you leave the live and exit stage left, there's going to be a like button there. Make sure you hit that like button because it will help my channel and it does help me to push out the lives when we go live. And then other people can join our fun and our shenanigans. And that's really what it's all about. If you haven't already, then check out the link in the description box below for memberships. There's a couple of options there. That's where all the secret videos lie. I still have all the regular stuff on my channel, but there's going to be extra stuff in the membership. So, and I'm really got a lot of really great stuff planned. So, we got one last question, Mineral Ladies. Got it. She's sneaking it in under the wire. Okay. I always do my injection spot on my belly. Do you think that if I do my injection on the back of my arm, it will give me good results, lose more weight? Okay, so lose more weight? No. So I actually did like an injection site study with my body. You won't lose more weight, but if you have been using one site specifically for a while and then switch to another, it can help with absorption, which can help you to break a stall. But you want to be careful about thinking about it like lose more weight. There is no one site where you're going to lose more weight than the other. According to the study, stomach was like marginally better as far as absorption goes. So if you want to do back of the arm, do back of the arm. Some people like it and they, have good results. Some people don't like it and they have side effects. That would be me, right? But you're never going to know if you don't try it. So I always recommend that everybody tries all of the injection sites. And I thought I saw somebody just post one more time. One more question. Yeah. One more question. What is it? Was that it? If you got one more question, get it in there. Jess said, good night, everyone. Thanks for your funny, positive, and helpful comments. I swear I have the best subscribers. I really, really do. Jennifer. My bubblegum biceps are headed to bed. Good night. Good night. I'm so sorry I did that to you, Jennifer. I was looking at the wrong thing. I bet you were watching that and you were just cracking up. I hope that you were laughing and you're like, Allie, I don't know what you're looking at, but you crazy girl. You crazy. Okay. More fat, less pain. Yes. Yeah. Are we talking injection sites? Yes. And some people, they really like pinch the area really hard and make the skin very taut. Guys, you don't have to do all that. People are just like beating themselves up doing their injections for no reason. Okay. We got your question in. Okay, good. When I saw you post that one more question, I was like, wait a minute. Stop the show. Okay. I hope that you all okay, good. I hope that you all have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And don't forget, as you leave and exit stage right, hit that like button for me. I super appreciate it. And if you are a member, I'm going to be posting asking about when you would like to do members only live, right? Which is going to be awesome. So we're going to need to get together, put our heads together, figure out a good day that works, right, for the majority of us. So if you're a member, be on the lookout for that, because then you'll get double trouble. You'll have the regular live that I do Wednesday nights, and then you'll have the members only live. You guys are going to be so sick of me every week. Anyway, it'll be a lot of fun. So make sure you stick around for that. Thank you guys so much. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. It's almost Friday. We're getting there. We're doing it. Here comes Kevin. Kevin! Hi, buddy. Are you coming to say goodnight to everybody? Come here. Come here. Hi. I love you. I love you. I love you so much. Okay. Yeah. You want to go outside and go potty? Okay. All right. I'm taking the dogs out.
We love you too.
Have a good night. And as always, be kind.
Rewind.
Rewind.